This video contains information that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are a viewer and are triggered or shocked by images and need a warning prior to every clip or story being discussed, then please unsubscribe from my channel immediately. My channel covers the harsh reality of even the worst crimes imaginable and is for adults only. For those of you who fit into this category, take this message as your warning and don't watch any further. Hey everybody! I didn't know we had the ability to, but our channel can cast spells. It's amazing. We can actually cast spells on people. I didn't know that existed other than in the movies, but wow. All right. Our channel is made up apparently of devil worshippers and people who can, and witches, and people who can cast spells. It's absolutely amazing, everybody. Yeah, good stuff. Really amazing. And that's if you listen to the minibus dipshit. Okay, that person, he is just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know, wow.
Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs, yay! Oh boy, that guy's nuts.
Yeah, he sure is. Wow. It's YouTube. I don't want you to even go look at it, so I won't even tell you the YouTuber. Look up minibus dipshit, and if it shows up, you'll be in luck. Yeah. Stacey Galloway will keep the niceness level down, because when he does stuff like that, it really pisses me off. I mean, it doesn't, you know, I don't dwell on it, because I just realize he's nuts. He's a crazy person. But what he's trying to do is, I've already sent it into YouTube, because he's trying to, like, his real name is Lance, everybody, and he lives in Portland, as if everybody didn't know that already. I've said it 1,000 times. Hey, Sleuthy, Sleuth Guy, you're amazing. Yes, everybody, my name is L. Gray Hughes. That's what it was when I was born. The doctor, though, saw the L on the birth certificate and wrote Lance on it. So that's my real name, Lance Gray Hughes, everybody, okay? I've told this story 1,000 times, so super sleuthy minibus dipshit, you didn't figure anything out. Everybody's known that forever. You are an idiot. But the doctor wrote Lance on my birth certificate, and because he was a family friend, my parents were like, yeah. He's still called, you know, I was supposed to be Gray. L. Gray Hughes. But he put Lance when he saw the L. Okay? I don't know how many times I've told that story. Apparently he missed those episodes when he went out and sleuthed. Right? So I've already reported it to YouTube, and, you know, for the harassment angle. He's just he had my name's in the title of his video. It's like, you know, he really wants to get some hits off of that or something. I don't know. It's weird. Hopefully it's the least watched video he's ever made. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Like L. Ron Hubbard. No, I didn't. Oh, wait, that's right. We started the witch. And, oh, look at that. One picture's upside down. See, that must have been sent with an apple again. So anyways, I've got Emily Flotilla. She sent me, I'm going to show you this little montage she sent. It's awesome. Here, look at that. Here we go. So there's Emily Flotilla right there with the Skippy mug. Dumbbell, Skippy, dumbbell. So in this program, in my email, they're right side up. And there you go. Cool, huh? Emily Flotilla. Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, it's weird is I never even talk about the minibus dipshit, but he talks about me all the time. And I'm wondering if it's because I don't know what it would even be about. I don't even communicate with him or anything. It's weird. Really weird stuff. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But he did say that our channel is made up of witches, devil worshippers, and we can cast spells, just to let you know. So it's amazing how you guys all got those skills now. You know, Oogla Boogla, maybe that's what he's going by. Oogla Boogla, he probably thinks when you say that it's actually casting a spell of some sort. Wow. Real great mind working there. I just figured it out, everybody. Every time somebody... Did you see that? Did you see that on there? He typed Oogla Boogla. Oh my god, and I dropped a cup of coffee. They cast a spell on me. Yeah. Yeah. I just figured it out right there. Alright, so anyway, we have an update in the... hold on. And I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Donohoe. I think it's like Donohoe. Noah Donohoe. I always want to say Donahue, but because that's more normal. Hey, look at that. It's Billy Boy Blue. Oogla Boogla equals... Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to cast that spell all day. He needed the money. Doom, 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 doom. Well, I hope I made you laugh. I make people laugh all the time.
He needed the money.
Okay, here we go. Here is the update. It's another press conference, mini press conference.
Good afternoon, everyone, and again, thank you.
And the link to this is in the description.
You for coming to do this media facility in relation to the missing boy Noah Donohoe. We really appreciate your assistance in giving this story the media attention that it needs to find Noah. So
thanks, Miscus.
This is the update of the 26th of June. Police searching to find 14-year-old Noah Donohoe.
Rolling on the floor, laughing, tears of joy growing hard.
Yes, I cast a spell. Every time I say Oogla Boogla, you're forced to watch. It's weird.
His missing backpack, book, and laptop.
Yeah, hold on.
Police searching to find 14-year-old Noah Donohoe have located his missing backpack, book, and laptop computer. Thanks to a call from a member of the public, we have been able to locate and recover Noah's backpack and laptop computer. These items are now being examined by specialist teams for any information which may help locate Noah.
Locate.
I have previously commented about various rumours circulating about Noah's disappearance.
So do they spell locate over there? L-O-K-I, E-T? Locate. Let's see. Locate. Let me hear that again. I gotta try to do that one.
And laptop computer. These items are now have located his missing backpack, book, and laptop computer.
That's funny.
Thanks to a call from a member of the public, we have been able to locate and recover Noah's backpack and
Locate. Did I say that pretty good? Yeah. Yeah, like locate. Yeah, I like that.
Laptop computer. These items are now being examined by specialist teams for any information which may help locate Noah. I have previously commented about various rumours circulating about Noah's disappearance. I explained that this type of speculation and rumour was distressing for Noah's family and unhelpful as we continue our search to find Noah. Last night, we became aware of social media posts. We are aware of the content of these social media posts and are content there is no truth behind them. As a result of that, a 26-year-old male was arrested in the early hours of this morning on suspicion of improper use of public electronic communications network, and he is currently helping us with our inquiries.
See, I don't understand that part. I mean, I get it, like he put out false information. But why is he, when you say he's helping you with your inquiries, you mean he's cooperating with what he did wrong? Or is it something more, like he's helping you? But then what would he have to do with the search for the kid? If that's what you're saying. I don't know if it's just sort of a language thing here, but I don't really get that part.
Our search for Noah continues. We have not yet found his khaki green North Face coat and his grey sweat shorts. We need to find these outstanding items. If anyone has found any of these items and has not yet come forward, please call us immediately on 101. Again, I would like to thank everyone who has contacted police so far with information. If you have any information that you think might help, please contact us on 101. Again, if you have any CCTV or dashcam footage that you think might help, and again have not yet come forward, please call us and let us know. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's Belfast Live channel. They've done pretty good keeping us updated on those press conferences. All right, so basically they found the backpack and some other items in that book even. So they've located a lot of this stuff at this point. Thank you, Carly Levine. Hopefully I said that right. Or just a guess. It could be Levine, Levin. But thank you. It's all of those things. I've been called, she'll say, I bet she's been called everyone. Oh, wait. Okay, but I don't remember now what the second one was. Levine, is that right? How about that one? Okay, Levine. Is it that one? How about phonetically spell? Okay, that one. Okay, Levine. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, no, he's crazy, right, Crystal? I mean, right off the bat, we cast spells over here. Whew, wow. He's right up there. He's very similar to like the Daybells, you know, which is creepy. Kind of believes in weird shit. Spell casting. Probably has a portal behind one of those trees. Okay, now the Vaness Guillen case. Somebody just sent me this right before the show started. 2 Miller updates on that case. Okay, so I kind of updated the description in the video, but here we go. No, that's not it. Oh. I gotta go find it again now. Just got lost. There we go. It's a Facebook page right here.
A lot you can tell us, a lot you can't tell us. What's going on?
Well, I mean, we literally are working hand in hand with investigators up there. We've been out there with the military investigators, with the Texas Rangers, with the game warden, with sheriff departments, and so there's a lot of different agencies that's working this. You know, I can't really go into the investigation part, but I can say every area that we've been in, we've got a reason to be there, and it is part of the investigation. I think when we went last week, we really felt.
Yeah, if there's anybody out there that doesn't like Tim Miller, there's something wrong with you. Okay, because he's like really nice person and does great work, and I think we're going to be donating again to them this month.
We was there. I mean, we was.
But I'm also going to donate again to Allison Watterson because they're private investigators still working on it. So definitely got to help them out there.
Overly optimistic, I guess, and kind of set ourselves up for disappointments. Last Sunday, I thought that we had her. And anyhow, we did come up with some things. They're sent off to the lab and stuff now. And
yeah, I was going to say, I saw that reporting that you guys had retrieved some items from the Leon River.
Yeah. So this is ABC
we
13.
Retrieved some items, and we're about positive it got something to do with the case. Of course, it wasn't her. We ran every area that they wanted to run with the investigation, and then yesterday morning, we was at that point that we just ran out of things to do that made any sense whatsoever. So I called Vanessa's sister and said, "Listen, I don't like giving you this news, but we're basically at a dead end. And unfortunately, we've got to suspend the search for now, hoping new information comes in." And I said, the minute it comes in, we're 5 hours away. We're a phone call away. And I actually told her I went to Aruba 9 times on Natalie Holloway, and Fort Hood's a lot closer than Aruba. And she cried and I cried. I mean, you know, we just lost all hope. We lost all hope that, damn, this thing's over with. It's over. I was cleaning out the motorhome yesterday and cleaning up all our equipment and got a call from the detective. And he said, "Listen, we appreciate everything you guys do. We've got some new information. We've got some areas that we want you to search. Are y'all willing to come back?" I said, "Of course we are. Of course we are." I asked him, I said,
cool is that?
"Do you think these areas are credible?" I said, "Everything you gave us before, yeah, it's more than credible." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "We feel as though they're extremely credible, and you guys can do some things that we can't do." So I'm trying not
Like sneak
to
onto
build
private
my
property.
hopes way up there again. The highs are high, the lows are low. The lows are low. So I called our people up and said, "Listen, we're going back." Every one of them said, "Great, let's go. Let's go." I called I called Vanessa's sister and I said, listen, I've gave you bad news this morning, I'm giving you better news this afternoon. There's new information, we're going back to search. So that's where we're at again.
When do you anticipate going back?
I've actually got somebody up there right now that is one of our members, thank God lives in Georgetown, and he is up there literally going over these areas they want searched to go ahead and let us know what the terrain's like, what equipment and what things would that we need in these areas. Some of our other members are on their way up there. I'm heading out late tonight, and again, we're optimistic, but we're trying not to get these hopes way up there again. But anyhow, it's and everybody asks, how come it's taken so long? How come it's taken so long? And my answer to that was, we don't live in a perfect world. If we lived in a perfect world, of course you wouldn't be missing. I can't elaborate on it, but some information came in 50 plus days afterwards, and it was very, very credible. That was probably the most important part of the investigation, but it came in after 50 days.
So you saying that maybe the outcry on social media, the attention, I
think it's part of the investigation. Part of the investigation, and I can say this without getting in too much trouble, I guess, that yes, somebody came forward and talked. And so after somebody comes forward and talks, then of course I got to really look at it, and we know it's pretty difficult to get subpoenas on bank records and cell phones and things like that, so it took a little bit of time to do that, and I think after all that stuff was done, it proved to be pretty valuable information. It all made sense now. Don't we wish it would have came in the first week? We wouldn't be where we're at today. But it came in. So again, we don't live in a perfect world. With this much time, is it making it more difficult than if it would have happened in the beginning? Hell yes, it is. We've been here before. So we'll go with what we got. And I always say we'll make our best effort we can and leave results up to God. And once in a while, it's kind of patient with God. We want it right now. But anyhow, we're going back again.
You don't have to be a detective or an investigator to realize that you guys are searching wooded areas, waterways. We heard from the family and Congresswoman Garcia earlier this week saying that foul play is suspected. Army investigators have not said a whole lot, but they suspect foul play is suspected as well. Are you guys?
You're
looking for a body?
I suspect foul play. I believe in miracles. It would only be a miracle if Vanessa was returned alive. I can say it's pretty obvious right now that there was very possibly foul play. I think and I hate to say this, I think the most we can hope for right now is possibly one day next week having a funeral. We don't want to we do a good job. I'm not going to pat our organization on the back because we're not experts. If we were experts, there wouldn't be all these people on our website that are still missing and have been for years. And it's heartbreaking to even think that Vanessa...
I don't know about that. They are experts in searching for people, and that's what they do. Okay, you mean you're not miracle workers, you might say, but you're definitely experts. I don't agree with him saying that they aren't experts.
Could possibly be one of them that joins a group that 6 months, a year, 10 years from now is still going to be on our website. So of course I get choked up thinking about that, but we're going to make every effort that we can make to make sure that doesn't happen.
How has the conversations been with the family? Because you unfortunately have this kind of sobering role where you've got to kind of be real with the family, and you can't be as I guess, optimistic as some people? Has that been, you always have to navigate that pretty...
When I was talking to the sister yesterday, I says, I'm one person that knows what you feel. I've been there. And it's a very worst time in your entire life. And I told her, I said, I wish I could say something. I wish I could do something, take your pain away, but there's nothing anybody can say.
Hey, you know what I noticed? We're back down to like our regular viewer count because I'm not covering that one case that they wanted to talk about. So now it's back to our regular...
do to take that pain away, but I can promise you we'll do everything that we can do to find your sister. And your life's never going to be the same. It's never going to be the same. So, we don't want to sugarcoat anything and give false hope out there. And, it's difficult. I mean, people may not believe it. We are human beings out there too, and we take this stuff serious, and our people cry. Our people cry. Our people's, we are so financially strapped right now that our people are spending some of their own money to help out on the search efforts and everything. And we're very, very honored and blessed to have the members with the dedication that they have. And so, I think that, and I'm a firm believer too, that if everybody's doing the right things for the right reasons, hopefully we can get the right results. And I know we've got the experience, we're capable, we certainly got the dedication. I know detectives are right there with us and on their end, and I think we're all doing the right things. I think all our hearts are in it for the right reason, and that reason is one thing: to find Vanessa.
Tim, can you speak at all about the idea that there's been a lot of criticism waged on, and I don't want to put you in a place where you're criticizing anybody, but a lot of people have put criticism on the Criminal Investigation Command of the Army, saying they're not doing enough. In your conversation with investigators, are they doing enough, and this is just happening behind the scenes?
You know what?
That the public is
I'm a pretty honest guy. I'm a pretty honest guy. This is going to be my 6th trip up there. The first time I went when Vanessa was missing for 9 days after she disappeared. Any investigation, you're going to need some information. There was nothing. Unfortunately, they didn't have surveillance cameras and stuff at that spot. Vanessa's phone went dead.
No surveillance.
Somewhere right around noon. So they didn't have a phone to ping at that time. They didn't have. Her purse was left in there. They didn't have credit cards and debit cards to follow. Her car was still there. We weren't looking for a car.
Wow.
They had nothing, and that's what we talked
Help
about.
find Vanessa.
Thanks, Alifair. Ew.
In the very beginning, we said, you know what, we don't have any evidence that she left on her own. We don't have any evidence there was foul play. We've got one fact, and that fact is she's missing. So they've just been hoping, everybody's been hoping, my God, we wish some information would come in. That's why the reward was out there, and the reward went up and stuff. And if some people would have talked.
Oh, by the way, in the Misty Watterson case, the lady who found Allison, the Allison Watterson case, the person who found Allison, she didn't take the reward money. So that's pretty cool.
Early on, we wouldn't be here. I mean, it was literally breaking.
Thank you. The end of that last
news
chapter.
When somebody talked that now gave them some direction to go, and they're going in the right direction. They're going in the right direction. Law enforcement. I've experienced that my own.
Ding, 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 ding. I know, it's cool.
Thank you for all you do, Gray. Heart folded hands.
Own self with the frustration, my own daughter's death and everything. Every family goes through that frustration when they have nothing to work with. I mean, they've traveled, God almighty, how many miles. They did so many things that they tried to do to go ahead and get information and look at surveillance cameras and do things. They know where her phone went dead, approximately where it went dead. They know exactly what time, so they was trying to get a phone located, which I can assure this. I think the phone was, as quick as that phone went dead, I think that phone was thrown in the water, and it wasn't very far from where she disappeared from. They had nothing to go on, unfortunately, and maybe the rules will change, I don't know. But when you're in Fort Hood on the base, you can drive out. Nobody's checking you. You get checked when you come in. So are some things going to change? Let's hope that this disappearance wasn't all in vain. Let's hope that maybe some things change. But in defense to them, they had nothing to go on. They just had some speculations.
Man, that's crazy. There was no surveillance footage, no ping information, nothing. But how bad is that not to have... You're at a military base and you don't have cameras leaving? I mean, that just seems so counterintuitive on a military base. You need both of them. You know? I don't know. It just seems like it's so easy to put up another camera. You know?
Some theories and stuff. I mean, they called us up there to do many things for no reason, just to eliminate. Like we went up there and did sonar in Lake Belton, which is a huge...
Yeah, it seems like somebody that was aware that there was no cameras leaving. But it also must be, you would think, a soldier, because then they would know they're already on the base. But if it was somebody from the outside coming in, that means they were filmed coming in, but then not filmed leaving. But a person on the base would feel kind of safe either way, because it wouldn't be different having them come in, or but they also knew that they wouldn't be filmed leaving. But coming in or just being on the base, wouldn't be anything that stood out on surveillance at all. So it almost feels like it's another soldier or something like that. Thank you, Star White. Yes, happy Friday. On the home stretch of this month.
Happy Friday. Partying face, partying face, partying face, partying face.
Thanks, Streamlabs. We knew that the first time you said it.
Lake just to go ahead and see. Yeah, we did some things with really no direction to go on in the beginning, and then when we got the call that there's something now that really sparked the investigation, it was exciting news for everybody, and so some more things are coming in, or we wouldn't be going. We can't afford to go. Number one, we can't afford to go.
I was going to ask you that. We're in the middle of a pandemic. What has this done to your organization? You guys are a nonprofit. You've traveled across states, different countries, helping to find the missing. What is the end game for Texas EquiSearch, and are your days numbered if donations don't come in?
You know, we have our big fundraiser in the spring, which generates money that almost carries us through, along with other donations and things that come in. Because of the pandemic, we didn't have it.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not a crier and a beggar by no means, but we are in trouble. We are in trouble.
Yeah, we gotta help them out.
We're nonprofits. We're all nonprofits, churches, everything. We're the last on the list. Everybody's trying to survive. We're just one organization out of millions across the country.
Yeah, we can't afford not to have Texas EquiSearch.
Just trying to figure out how they're going to survive. They're going to have shut doors. What are they going to do? We're going to go as long as we can go. We're going to go as long as we can go. And you know what? Here's the other deal. We have worked lots and lots of cases through this pandemic. It's some of them don't make our website. I can't tell you how many suicides that we have worked. We've worked 3 drownings in just the last 3.5 weeks. We was in Llano, Texas all last weekend. Again, this is going to be our 6th trip up here. Well, no, we're in trouble. We're in trouble, and I hate to say it, we're in trouble. I was hoping I never have to tell a family, no, we can't help you. Because I made that promise to God and Lord, I'd never leave a family alone, but the day could come.
You know, why doesn't Bill Gates or somebody just, you know, do 10 mil and, you know, have the interest on that every year, or, you know, whatever the hell it is. You know, those kind of guys can pay for something like this, and they're so necessary. You know, we do what we can. We've given this year, how much have we done? Let's see. We've given Texas EquiSearch $1,100, but you know, I'm gonna try to do, you know, 600 or 700 more this month, and then also give some, you know, Allison Watterson. I don't know. We'll see. It kind of just depends. We got to get the numbers built up. Like last month was the best month that we've had, so we got to see if we can get there. We've got 5 more days left.
I mean, it could come soon that we're going to have to say, I'm sorry, we can't help.
If people are out there
What do you mean, what is this chat? What does that mean?
watching on Facebook or they're watching Channel 13, what can they do to help you guys?
Just go to our website. We can donate on the website. It's got our address. If somebody wants to send in a check, and everybody's in the same boat we are. Everybody's choked up and crying the same as I'm about to. Out there, it's troubled times we're living in. Troubled times. And again, it's
Thank you, Miley Harmon.
it's pretty troubling.
Let's help Tim, please.
Yep.
For a lot of people, because nobody knows the suicide calls we get called on.
Thank you very much, Miley.
Back to Vanessa's case for a second, and then I'll wrap this up because I know you've got things to do. In your gut, from your understanding, and what you were able to tell us, what you're not able to tell us, did somebody hurt Vanessa on base?
You know, that's going to be part of that investigation that I can't elaborate on. I know, yeah, that's part of the investigation.
Of course. I just feel like that's, you know, so many people have been asking and wondering. Anything else that you think is important? Anything else that you want to get out there? Anything else that I haven't asked you that you think
He knows the answer.
No, you know, I think we covered about everything that we can cover right now, and I would love in the next, you know, I tell everybody, all the searching we've done, we know where she's not.
Hey, Stacy, you came across a jacket on Google Images? Give me a break, okay?
Goal, of course, within the next few days is to say we know where she is. That's our goal.
So after this conversation, you're gearing up and going back today?
Gearing up, going back, getting all the equipment, getting everything ready. Again, one of our members up there now is really going through these areas, seeing what we need, and going back.
And this isn't on base, this is in Bell County?
This is in, this is Bell County. We've done things on base. There's actually a lake on base that we had the boat and sonar equipment in, hoping to be able to find her cell phone. And now we've done stuff on base, off base, wherever we need to go. We're too far invested in it to turn back, and if I got to write hot checks, we're going to make it happen.
Tim, thank you for speaking with us and bringing everybody up to speed.
Yeah, we might have to sort of put him on like that organization regularly throughout the rest of this year, actually. So, man. That's crazy. Thanks, Nan Sullivan. Yeah, it's just weird, you know, so much. Wow, thanks, Miss Skis. You have to pay attention so that my ears don't get blown out. Yeah, but don't you think we should put them on the regular? I mean, they're somewhat regular anyways, but you know, if we can do 500 minimum each month. Oh, see, I forgot to look again, and there it is. The cat eye, which is right here. You.
Much love to Equisearch to Grey for all you do and all our freak family and mods, you all rock. Growing heart, throwing kisses.
And again, thank you Streamlabs for accurately portraying the yeah, we have the Streamlabs like this one. This is a good place. I don't know if it worked. Yeah, right there, Streamlabs. That goes, they take very little out of that, like a, tiny percentage. Goes to PayPal. So, but it also shows up on the screen too. Yeah, he's so great. Yeah. Wow, thank you, Lisa Holland and Cozy Paws. Didn't you used to be just Cozy Paws? Something like that? I remember the name Cozy Paws. And your name because you've used that more recent. I'm casting a spell on all of you guys right now. Oogla boogla. Thank you. That was very kind. I haven't interviewed him. I've messaged. We emailed back and forth. I'll try him again. I'd like to get him on. See if he can do Skype or something. He said he isn't very good at the technology part. Like if you look at that, that wasn't really Skype. That was somebody interviewing him on location. Spelled upon. Anyways. But Lisa, didn't your name used to be just Cozy Paws on YouTube? That's what my brain remembered. Hey, thanks WF. I used those too, like memberships, super chats. I mean, it all goes towards. And thank you, Maybe Sunshine. Just you're going on and on and on, Stacy. Just when you show up, just kind of calm down a little bit. Let the show develop and figure out what's going on. Thank you, Kit Kat. No, you're cool, Kit Kat. yeah, I really appreciate it. And thank you, Dana Dane. Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you, Gray, for all you do.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can see WF.
If only I had one more zero. Does this count as crazy cat donation? Lol.
Yeah, it does. Because you're a cat. Hey, thanks, Debbie. Now you can start using those emojis. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit more detail in the missing Amish girl or woman, I guess. I don't know, how old is she? 18? I don't know what how to refer to an 18-year-old, you know, because I'm so old now that I don't think of them as an adult. But Pennsylvania authorities are on Wednesday continued their massive search for an Amish teenager who disappeared on Sunday after attending a church service. A move friends and family have described as out of character. Yeah. For the sweet girl who never caused trouble. Linda Stolzfus, 18, was last seen around 12:30 p.m. on Sunday at a farm on Stumptown Road in the heart of Pennsylvania, bucolic Amish country. The East Lampeter Township Police Department told the Daily Beast. Authorities said that when Stolzfus, who was wearing a tan dress, white apron, and white cape, failed to return to her beach. Jeez, what the heck? See, that was on purpose.
The team.
Oh, that must have been in. Was that through Streamlabs? Let me see. Oh, that was Stephanie. Thank you very much. Very nice. Yeah, that was through Streamlabs. Another cat eye donation. Man, that one actually made me jump out of my seat because I was over here focused. She was a sweet... So they're using the was in there. See, my God, they must know that she's dead because she was a sweet girl who would never put herself in trouble in a troublesome situation. One family friend told the Daily Beast, "We are shocked. Her even leaving without informing anybody where she was going is out of character. This is all out of character." So apparently going to the church or something was out of character or something. Authorities also believe the teenager's disappearance is unusual, and while she is still being treated as an endangered missing person, several law enforcement agencies have joined the search. According to Pennsylvania State Police, which is also involved in the search effort, Stolzfus may be at special risk of harm or injury. A spokesperson for East Lampeter Township Police said at least 100 volunteers and trained search personnel have put in 1,500 man-hours into the search for the missing teenager in rural Pennsylvania. While foul play has not been ruled out, police are still attempting to figure out what may have happened and are investigating all angles. See, I'm wondering if it's a little bit like the Madison Bell situation. You know, you got somebody just sort of, you know, feeling like they could be on their own, and they've just never had anything but the sheltered life that they lead on a... Although Madison Bell, the situation that I thought, you know, I mean, we figured out that she left on her own and all that stuff. But she was just full of shit in that case, by the way. I don't mean to cuss again, but I mean, just absolutely full of crap. You know, everything she was saying was a lie and everything. I don't even know what the motive was there. It's just so strange. But maybe it's something like that, you know, in this case. And it's interesting how there was the Mennonite missing person right here, and then they found her body, and this guy killed her. He's on a military base. allegedly killed her. Okay. You know, somebody messaged me saying that apparently she like went and did something with some friends and disappeared. I didn't see that written, so that's a total wild speculation. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any. I used to feel like, wow, okay, you know, maybe you're a little bit happy for Madison Bell, but I lost any of that. She's a she's not one of the good people on the planet at this point. Maybe later in life she'll realize it, but and figure shit out. But she's a disturbing person, really. Yeah, I know, it's disgusting. Yeah, I mean, that means everything she said was bullshit. And I wonder if the sheriff's, you know, gonna meet with her and say, hey, you know, what's up? Now, I think we discussed this case one night, because this picture here looks familiar. Her name doesn't sound familiar, but this is pretty crazy right here. 3 long weeks after Angela Armstrong, a mother of 3 from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, went missing, police discovered her body near her SUV in an apartment garage not far from her home. The body was found on June 23rd, and the next day an autopsy confirmed it was Armstrong, 45. Armstrong's family set up a public Facebook group soliciting information on her possible whereabouts and are now fundraising for funeral costs and to help her 3 kids. Authorities are still on the scene of the apartment. Let's see if we can find this one. 69th Street and Beale Avenue. Oh, that's Washington. 69. So this is in Sioux Falls, right? Alright. 69th and where'd it go? Oh, there it is. 69th and 69th Street and Beale Avenue. That's Yikes. Okay, how about just okay, so this is 69th Street. What's 69th Street North, though? How about Beale Street? Okay, there's Beale Avenue, it says. Beale Street. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not really. Well, I guess Beale Avenue. Maybe it continues. I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong town. Still in the scene of apartment near 69th, where Angela Armstrong's vehicle and unidentified body were found Tuesday. Armstrong had been missing since June 3rd when she left her home around midnight. Sioux Falls police said in their initial missing person notice. On June 23rd, police responded to a block of apartments on South Beale Avenue after someone called to report foul odor. Armstrong's SUV, which had also been missing since June 3rd, was also in the garage. Police said the garage didn't belong to Armstrong, and they didn't know yet why she was in the Kilo reported. The Kilo. In Kilo. Oh, that's Kilo. Oh, okay. I don't even know what. Is that a town in Man, this is confusing. Okay, what is Kilo? Okay, let me try that. Kilo, South Dakota. Is that an actual place? Okay. I don't know. Oh, it's a TV station. Oh, okay. I thought it was saying was in Kilo. I didn't even see the comma. You're right. I screwed up. Hey, I'm getting old. I need to get my glasses fixed. Was in. Yet why she was in it. Okay. Why she was in that apartment. See, it's not her apartment. That's what's weird, right? And then Kilo reported Wednesday, and then she did live nearby, though police said. To be found inside a garage, it kind of makes sense. That's why nobody found her car. Public Information Officer Sam Clements told the outlet, and we thought that would have been the one thing that people would be able to see is a car that had been parked in a place for a number of days or weeks. Since it was inside the garage, that's why nobody was able to see the car. I guess her body had no visible signs of trauma. They're going to be waiting for toxicology reports. Yeah, where was that again? South Beale Avenue. Yeah. I bet you if you get right there. Well, this is yeah, so that's May 2017. And I'm wondering if it's in these and they're newly built, you know, like right there. Let me take a look at that picture again. Yeah, so that definitely looks like the roof, but it's not that one because there's an apartment perpendicular to those, so that means it's doesn't seem like it's any of these based on that. So maybe something like one of these here. Oh wow. Well, there you go, everybody. The street view is before they even built a damn thing. So it's a new apartment. This is 2011. It feels like it's one of these types. You can kind of, doesn't that look about right? Although the gap there seems not really big enough, but it does feel like that. Maybe it's one of these other ones over here. Yeah, it's hard to make out. Those look more closer. See the distance between the front buildings? So perhaps one of those right there. Man, I wonder what happened there. Because apparently they don't know why she was in that garage. I mean, it's like it's not even hers. So who lived there, and how come they didn't ever notice her? Thanks. Sometimes I read stuff incorrectly, though. You know what's weird is sometimes when I'm reading, depending on the way it looks on the screen, it's way harder for my eyes for some reason. I don't know what that is. Yeah, this is just weird. Has not been seen since June 3rd around midnight. She was driving a 2017 Chevy Traverse. And so they responded to a block of apartments on South Beale Avenue after someone called in to report a foul odor. Armstrong's SUV, which had also been missing since June 3rd, was also in the garage. So it doesn't sound like she was in the SUV itself, though. It sounds like she was in the garage. I mean, the way they worded that. Let's see. See, it says her body was near her SUV. See? So it wasn't like she went in it to perhaps put gas in it, you know, put the hose from the exhaust pipe into the car or whatever. It sounds like she wasn't in it. So what's the cause of death there? Yeah, this is kind of a perplexing one here. Police said the garage didn't belong to her. See? So it's not even her garage, and they don't know yet why she was in it. Okay? I almost made the same mistake in the same spot. But they don't know why she was in the garage and it didn't belong to her. But who did it belong to? And why did it take... Was it a house that hadn't been sold yet? Because those are... Some new construction is going on there for sure. You know, the most recent image is 2017 on Google Earth here. Right there. So maybe there's some more that they built right there. And maybe they just hadn't sold it yet. I mean, it's not like people are clamoring to go to South Dakota, right?
Gray, you're so mean. I used to live in South Dakota and I love it there. You're mean.
Okay, God. All right. I mean... Yeah. So mean. You know, let me do a search for her name and see if there's some other stuff. I mean, what if she was like a realtor or something like that? So this is on June 10th, before she was found, obviously. Police say they still have no leads on where Angela Armstrong might be. She was reported missing June 4th. Her family says it's unusual for her to just take off and not tell anyone. Sioux Falls police officer Sam Clemens says police want to, that says what to, Clemens says police want you to check. Okay, want you to, see, that's not my fault this time. Police, it should say want you right here, not what. Police want you to check your neighborhood for her vehicle, a dark gray Chevy Traverse. Here is the original tweet put out. We are looking for Angela Armstrong, a 45-year-old woman, around 5 foot 6 inches tall. Angela has not been seen since June 3rd, around midnight. She was driving a 2017 Chevy Traverse. Clemens says to call police, so there's not really any information. Body was found near the car. Her cause of death are still unclear. She was a mother of 3. Disappeared after leaving her home and telling her son that she'd be back. When she failed to return, her loved ones reported her missing. I mean, what if, like, there was a apartment that was, I mean, the garage was not sold yet, so somebody knew that. And I don't know, but why is she leaving her house at midnight? Right? So you've got like a suicide angle and an abduction angle as well. It's also weird that she's found on the ground outside of the SUV in the garage, because normally if people are trying to commit suicide, they would just sit in the car and do the things that they do with the exhaust pipe. Right? Hey, Donohoe Caspian Horses Rock. Yeah, well, at least you're here. Very weird one. Following extensive searches, Armstrong's car and body were found after someone called police. This is oxygen right here. There, let me put that in there. Armstrong lives in the area where her body was found, but does not own the garage where her car was located. Her connection to that particular apartment building is unclear. Prior to the discovery, authorities had been asking residents to keep an eye out. To be found inside a garage, it kind of makes sense. Oh yeah, they already, we went through that part. This is what the family wrote. It is with broken hearts that we share with you today that Angie Armstrong, mother, daughter, and friend, was found deceased. Doesn't say wife, so she doesn't sound like she was married. Maybe there's an ex-husband who didn't want to keep paying the child support on the 3 children. Okay, so keep that one in the back of your minds there. That's become sort of a common theme. See, mother, daughter, and friend was found deceased. She was full of love, hope, and life. She was our treasure. As we honor her memory and all the joy that she brought to us, we want to thank you for your love, support, and encouragement as we wade our way through the last few weeks. They don't have any, they're not giving a hint like, and we want to get the person responsible. Interesting. Well, we'll definitely keep following that one. Yeah, and here's one that doesn't really have a lot of information on it.
A missing woman. New Bern police are asking for the public's help in locating a missing woman. 30-year-old Elizabeth Spencer was last seen on Tuesday afternoon. She is described as a 5-foot-tall woman weighing approximately 160 pounds with blonde hair and hazel eyes. If you or anyone you know anything about Spencer's whereabouts, please contact the New Bern Police Department or Craven County Crime Stoppers. From the WNCT Now Digital Studio, I'm Kelsey O'Donnell.
Police are trying to locate a missing woman in New Bern. The New Bern Police Department said that Elizabeth Andrea Spencer, 30, of New Bern, is described to have blonde hair with brown highlights reaching, they don't even have a picture of her. She's 5 foot tall, 160 pounds. Police said she was last heard from on Tuesday at 1:30 a.m. Not really the greatest time to be, it seems like a lot of bad stuff happens in those hours. Spencer was last seen wearing blue jeans and a white V-neck t-shirt. She was last seen Tuesday at, heard from on Tuesday at 1:30 a.m. She has a tattoo of 3 stars on her left side of her neck. Spencer was last seen driving a 2004 white Chevrolet Suburban with North Carolina plates ZXZ 6715. According to police, the circumstances surrounding her disappearance are still under investigation. If you have any information about the case, contact the New Bern Police Department at 252-633-2020. Good evening, Gnome Gnome. You just click the dots next to it. But why are you saying, how do I delete a comment when that's the first comment you've made? Here, I'll do it for you. I'll delete it. There you go. Oh yeah, check it out. You remember the Nia Blanchard case? You remember that one? Yeah, I don't have it on VCR mode though, so I don't know how you're doing that. Yeah, so check this one out. Suspect in a Nia Blanchard killing now charged in unrelated Montgomery cold case homicide. I mean, what is he, a serial killer now? I mean, the man charged in the kidnapping and murder of... See, you know what's weird about serial killers? Like, I wouldn't call a guy that he's like in a gang or something and he shoots somebody, then a year later shoots somebody else, and then he shoots somebody else and kills this person and that one. And the serial killers always have, in my mind, I have some sort of a, like some kind of a deviant mental reason. You know, like they're literally, sexual related or some kind of craziness like that. Yeah. See what I'm saying? The man charged in kidnapping and murder of Nia Blanchard is now charged in a previously unsolved killed in Montgomery 2 years ago. God, shouldn't that be killing? I mean, see, look at you guys. It's not always me. I mean, that should say previously unsolved killing in Montgomery 2 years ago. Montgomery County District Attorney Darrell Bailey on Thursday announced the murder charge against Ibrahim Yazid in connection with the death of Stephen Hamby. Hamby was shot multiple times in a wooded area near the Salvation Army on Maxwell Boulevard in December 2018. He was taken to a hospital and later died. So that guy is, man, at least they got him off the streets. Alright, so now I'm going to go to the cold case that was solved. Alright, so here we go. We'll just go back in time though. Here we go. Police were searching today for clues in the disappearance of an 8-year-old girl. This story is very similar to April Tinsley. My hunch is she has been picked up by someone. I assume this article is from 1982, September 22nd. My hunch is she has been picked up by someone. I assume now that she has been abducted, said Detective Bob Souls of the Police Juvenile Bureau. More than 30 officers aided by a tracking dog searched for Kelly Ann Prosser Tuesday afternoon and evening. Police said the last time the girl was seen was shortly after she left school Tuesday. And this is another article from the same day. Police were searching today for clues in the disappearance of an 8-year-old girl. My hunch is she has been picked up. I think this is a similar article just by the way it's written there. So, it was another newspaper, but same article. Okay. So here we go. Like, I don't read all the way through all these each time because I'm going to be reading them later. Hey, thanks, Sarah Saturn. And so that's when they were looking for her. And then here is when her body was found. The body of an 8-year-old Columbus girl who has been missing since Monday has been found in a Madison County cornfield, police said. Authorities said Kelly Prosser's body found Wednesday was clothed and the cause of death had not been determined. Thank you, Sarah Saturn. Serial killers are victims too.
You're
Hell no.
the best, Gray.
That's bullshit. Serial killers are not victims. They're monsters and should be put down like the rabid dogs that they are. Okay, thank you. Well, they were born that way, so they're victims. Oh, golly. Jesus.
Serial killers are... Oh my god, I feel so bad for serial killers. They're victims. If they just had someone hug them a couple more times.
Let's see. Authorities said Kelly Prosser's body found Wednesday was clothed and the cause of death had not been determined. An autopsy was scheduled. Madison County is just west of Franklin County, where Columbus is located. The search for the girl began in Columbus Monday and moved to Madison County. Why do you have teary-eyed, Brianna? Just have better brains when you're talking about something. Yeah, saying that serial killers are victims too just isn't going to work on this channel because we use logic and reason. Okay, so don't cry about anything. I mean, that comment is ludicrous. Serial killers are victims? Give me a break. There you go, Zozo. Yeah. Yeah, tell you what, yeah, start your own channel, a serial killer support group. Oh, you will get a lot of whack jobs, you know, the same type that write the letters and marry the serial killers. You'll get a lot of those. But none of those people are taken seriously in life, all right? Thank you very much. The search for the girl began in Columbus Monday and moved to Madison County after her raincoat was found there late Tuesday. So they found her raincoat next to the road. They never gave a really good description in any of these articles of where she was found. Yeah, I'm sure they do. But people love those kind of channels. They like sensationalism.
Thank you, Brer. Thank you, freaks.
Oh yeah, Libra scales? Maybe you could send me a link. Maybe we can talk about it one night. Email it to me, alright? That's crazy. Sorry to hear that. Police have been... So they found her coat on the side of the road, and then they went looking all around that area and found her in a cornfield. She was reported missing after failing to return home from school Monday. Police have been investigating a separate case involving another young girl in the same area of northern part of the city where the Prosser girl disappeared. In that case, police say a man recently tried to coax a girl into a vehicle but was scared off by another motorist. Could have been the same guy. A police dog was used to search the area of the city where the Prosser girl was last seen. The dog tracked the girl to a house where the trail ran out. Police said they were seeking a man who lives in the house for questioning. There have not been any charges filed in the case. We don't have any cause or time of death. The body was fully clothed, and there were no visible signs of gunshot or stab wounds, said Madison County Sheriff Steve Saltzman. So I would think, strangled. Then 5 days later, another article here. An 8-year-old Columbus girl whose body was found in a Madison County cornfield last week had been beaten and sexually abused, it was reported today. So, man, they had her, the killer dressed her again. The Columbus Citizen Journal said in today's edition that Kelly Prosser had been sexually abused after being abducted on her way home from school. The information was in an affidavit filed in West Virginia by Columbus police seeking to search a car owned by a Columbus man who has been questioned in connection with the girl's death. The newspaper said police who were interviewed confirmed the girl had been beaten but would not comment on whether she was sexually molested. She ended up, that is truth though. There have not been any charges filed in connection with the girl's abduction or death. And then this one had so much information, I just did the link to newspapers.com. But see, here's her, Kelly Prosser, and then all these other cases here. 2 of these other girls were actually killed by somebody other than the person who killed Kelly Prosser, and I mean, it's just nuts what's going on. So during this exact time, I mean, look at it, 80, 81, 81, 82, 80, 82, they're all right around 80 to 82. There's 2 or 3 different wackadoodle, pedophile types over there. Thanks, Tiffany Guzman. Yeah, and I actually got some information on some of these, like, for example, Asenath Ducat right there. Here's an article on that. I mean, why would anybody do something? Look at that. I mean, she's just so cute, you know, just... 40 years after Upper Arlington third grader Aseneth Sini Ducat was murdered, her death haunts her former classmates and other students in the district, but a new project created to commemorate her death. Let me see. The warm summer day, I think, I don't remember if this one's still unsolved. I think it is, though. Let's see. This is a June 3rd, 2020. Kind of random that it was just a couple weeks ago, but... Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this. This is we got a wacko here. Hey, hey, Stacy 123 player, go somewhere else. All right, thanks. Yeah, so they saw her walking along Waltham Road, a few blocks from the school. Okay, the day 8-year-old Aseneth Shani Ducat walked her normal route home from school about a mile away down winding street, shaded suburban streets to her house on Malvern Road. Some of her classmates saw her walking along Waltham Road, a few blocks from the school. It would be the last time they saw her alive. The walk normally took about 30 minutes, so when Aseneth's mother, Martha, saw the time was almost 4 p.m., she started to worry. She called her husband, Aseneth's teacher, her classmates, parents, and finally the police just after 4:30. Yeah. I am the air in Zozo's lungs. Officers and volunteers searched the area about the Ducat's home for hours. Just before 7:30 p.m., everything stopped. A call came through the police scanner. A body was found at the mouth of a culvert in a shallow stream near First Community Village, just off of U.S. Route 33. Thanks, Michelle. Where is this again? This is in Columbus.
You're the air in my lungs, Gray.
Well, you're the wind beneath my wings. Alright, we already said that one, but... Stream near First Community Village. Let's see if we can see this. Okay, they said 33. Is that what they said? Yeah, so it goes right through there. First Community Village. And then there's some kind of a culvert somewhere. There's a creek right there. And... I don't think it's the river. It's a kind of a... Seems like a creek or something. That's Highway 33. Near First Community Village, a culvert in a shallow stream. Yeah, so that just seems like that's what I was looking at right there. Let me switch off of the 3D mode here for a second. There we go. I can see better now. So there's a creek. Yeah, it's Chris in the kitchen. I mean, that's really the only creek I see. So let me see what we got here. There, I think that's it right there. Boom. Wow, how crazy, huh? I would bet money that that's the culvert right there. Hey, thanks, Michelle. Cool. What do you guys think? I mean, that's definitely a culvert, and it matches what they were saying. It's the only one around. What happened, Miss Giss? Yeah, you have your, you said LOL 3 times in a row. Is there something like is it frozen? I don't even know what you're talking about by 2 mile rule or anything like that. Okay, so I think that's it. It says a body was found at the mouth of a culvert, right there, in a shallow stream. That's exactly what that is. Near First Community Village, just off Route 33. And if you exited that, this is First Community Village, and that's 33. So it's like, I mean, if it's not it, it's crazy, because it's literally just off of 33 and right next to that community village. I'm gonna make a folder for this, because if this isn't solved, then maybe we can look at it. So right now I'm actually looking at the Asana Ducat case. And that's 1980, June 3rd. Okay, and then back in this article here, what it says for her case, this is written in 1982. There it is. Senny, as she was known to her friends, was last seen June 3rd, 1980 at a crosswalk 3 blocks from school. She and her classmates had been kept late 10 minutes as punishment for some rowdy behavior that day. She was reported missing by her parents at 4 p.m. The 11 block walk usually took 20 minutes. Her fully clothed body was found 3.5 hours later in a small creek bed 1 block from her home. According to Tiny, or T.Y. Tyne maybe, the girl's skull had been crushed with a large stone, and there was evidence of sexual attack. She also had been choked. No suspect had been identified. Man, Jesus. Freaking nightmare. So I just switched cases now. Okay, so I'm on to this one, but we'll get back to the other one. She lay face up in the stream just a block away from her home. A 20-pound limestone rock was used to crush her head. My God. An autopsy would later confirm she'd been choked and raped. The Upper Arlington Police Department received hundreds of calls with tips about the murder. More than a dozen suspects were investigated. No one, however, has ever been convicted. 40 years later, June 3rd still haunts many former Upper Arlington students. Well, hopefully they do some DNA if they collected it. Lyon was 9 years old when Asmith was murdered. The two often played, jumped rope at recess, and were in the same Sunday school class. Jesus. Well, hopefully they have her on the, the next case, I guess. I mean, because they just solved this Kelly Prosser case right here was just solved. Maybe they should check the DNA in this case with this one, because the guy's kind of old. He's not. In 1977, this killer was old, or 71 even. Look at him. Just a second. Let me find that picture. See, there he is right there. Look, that's the killer of Kelly Prosser, right there. And he doesn't look like he's 20 something. He looks 35, 40. And that's an image from 1971 right there. And Kelly Prosser was killed 11 years later. So he's probably 50 something at that point. So I'm going to play the press conference for you guys. Do you guys want to watch it? There's a certain part I had to block out because I had passwords and stuff on the screen, because my wife was like, "Hey, Gray, how do you sign into something?" So here we go. Oh, and I made the audio just for you people that complain. You people, man, you're so mean, honey. Yeah, for the people who complain about the audio coming out of only one side, I fixed that, and then I also boosted it up a little bit. All right. Here we go. And I put my own cool filter on there. And again, this is the case of Kelly Prosser, not the second one. This is the one where she... It's interesting that they both have something to do with school, right? Yeah, let me check something out. Let me make sure. I can't remember now. Girl been missing since Monday. Yeah, they think she was picked up by somebody in a vehicle. I don't know. I hope it would be interesting if they check the DNA on this, if it matches this guy in the Prosser case. But anyways, here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Greg Bodker. I'm a Deputy Chief with the Columbus Division of Police Support Services Subdivision. Give you an idea of how this press conference is going to run. I have a few comments that I'll make regarding Kellyanne Prosser's homicide investigation. After I speak, Sergeant Terry McConnell will speak, and Deputy Chief Tim Becker will speak. At the end, at the conclusion of the press conference, anyone up here is available for individual interviews if you'd like to speak with them regarding the case. I'll start with introductions of the people sitting with me up here, the team that solved this case. Sergeant Terry McConnell, Columbus Division of Police, Cold Case Unit Sergeant. Detective Dana Kroom, Columbus Division of Police cold case detective, and he's the current investigating detective for this case. Deputy Chief Tim Becker, he's the criminal investigative subdivision deputy chief. Emma Becker, who is the Columbus Division of Police Crime Lab DNA section supervisor. She's also joined in the crowd by Angela Farrington, who's the director of the Columbus Division of Police Forensic Crime Lab. Hallie Dreyer, she's with BCI Forensic Crime Lab DNA section. Officer Greg Coleridge from the Columbus Division of Police PoliceNet unit. Sheriff Dallas Baldwin, who at the time was a police officer with Columbus Division of Police. Amanda Reno, she's the director of Forensic and Genetic Case Management for Advanced DNA. And myself, Greg Bodker, Deputy Chief with Columbus Police. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. On September 20th, 1982, Kellyanne Prosser was abducted while walking through the University District in Columbus, Ohio, on her way home from Indianola Elementary School. On September 22nd, Kellyanne's body was discovered in a cornfield along A.W. Wilson Road in Madison County. It was determined that Kellyanne had been beaten, sexually assaulted, and murdered. For the next 4 decades, with the support of Kelly's family, detectives devoted thousands of hours to the quest for finding Kelly's murderer. Today, nearly 38 years after Kelly was abducted and murdered, the Columbus Division of Police, in partnership with Advanced DNA, announced that the team assembled on each side of me, with the support of Kellyanne's family, have positively and conclusively identified the person responsible for the murder of Kellyanne Prosser as Harold Warren Jarrell.
Harold Warren Jarrell. Of course, he's dead. I think they said that. But here, look at. You know, remember on the screen a minute ago I had all the those other girls that were on there? Well, this guy named excuse me, Robert Anthony Buell, he killed 2 of those. And I have to say, for the first time ever, a sketch does kind of look like that guy. Pretty close, right? Look at that. I mean, it's not like the greatest drawing in the world, but, you know, that is what the guy looked like. All right, let me get back.
Bringing to a close one of CPD's most intense investigations. Warren Jarrell is not currently a suspect in other crimes in Columbus, and he was not mentioned in the original case file. He is deceased. Without the work of the genealogist, Mr. Jarrell may not have been linked to this case. We would like to extend our thanks to the detectives who originally built this difficult case. Imagine in 1982 collecting something that you didn't know would one day exist, DNA. These detectives collected and preserved evidence that would have significant importance as the decades passed and the case was investigated. Thank you to Detective Ron Custer, who took possession of the case and relinquished that in 2014. He relinquished that to Detective Dana Kroom, who took ownership of the case in 2014 and is the investigator of record today. This is a case that throughout the years, all of CPD wanted to solve, and a case that affected all personnel on a personal level. Additionally, the Columbus Division of Police would like to thank our numerous law enforcement partners.
It's amazing that they actually saved the DNA in '82 before DNA was even known. Hopefully they saved it on the case that it was 2 years before. Hopefully they saved it on that one, but I don't know.
Some of those partners relentlessly sought this murderer with our detectives. Some of them are the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, the Madison County Sheriff's Office, the Ohio State Highway Patrol, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, and the Savannah, Georgia Police Department. I would like to point out that in this case, Columbus Police cold case detectives employed 2 new investigative methods that will be used to solve cold case homicides moving forward. One, a podcast titled The Fifth Floor was initiated to distribute case information to a larger group of people. To date, that podcast has reached hundreds of thousands of listeners. Secondly, and more importantly, CPD cold case detectives partnered with Advanced DNA, specifically Amanda.
I mean, you know what's amazing is, don't you think that, I mean, police departments should be doing podcasts, right? It's like, why don't they do podcasts? Hey, you missed it, Kyra. Go check out the Minibus Dipshit's latest video. I sent you a link. But, man, because they're going to give out as much information as they can and accurate information. So police departments should do more podcasts. Or maybe they should work with other podcast users and be, you know, the main sort of the expert that's on them. Because they're better at presenting than you are.
Amanda Reno and Cheryl Hester, genetic genealogists, to build the family tree of the person that was responsible for Kelly Ann's murder, and to provide additional leads for the detectives. At this time, I'd like to have Deputy Chief Becker say a few words.
No, he even has my name on the video and everything. Yeah, it's crazy.
Deputy Chief Bodker's contribution in this case was far from minimal. He brought advanced DNA to us and enabled us to get to this result. So I'm very grateful for his leadership and his efforts, not only on the genetic genealogy, but also on the podcast. So thank you for your leadership. And again, I reiterate,
Listen, everybody, we are all level 4.3 darks on this channel.
a lot of law enforcement officers that never forgot about this case, never lost their passion and desire to solve this case.
Did you hear that? I was just watching Gray's show and there was a devil sound.
And without them building the foundation, we couldn't have got to where we are today. It's still a sad day. We can't bring Kellyanne Prosser back. I wish we could. I'm sure Sheriff Baldwin wishes they could have back then. This doesn't solve that. However, the next best thing we can do is bring some closure and hopefully bring people to justice. In this case, the suspect is deceased. We can't bring him to the justice system. But I want to let the families of all our other victims know that we are pursuing those cases with the same vigor that we pursue this case. We have a lot of unsolved cases. That doesn't mean we have a lack of desire to solve them. My cold case unit, the rest of my homicide detectives, are building those foundations right now. Maybe the clues are there, maybe somebody can bring us the clue that helps us solve them, or maybe it'll be a future technology that brings us the opportunity to solve those cases. In any event, we're going to do everything within our power. We don't let those cases go ever. So if you're out there and you're a murderer and you've got away with this, don't think you've got away with it forever. We are hunting you. And when we get the tools to find you, we will bring you to justice.
See, what he's saying is exactly...
With that, Sergeant Terry McConnell...
What I always say is now all the killers, I've said this many times, the killers out there, the people that are the, especially rapists, psycho serial killer types, that left their semen in people back in early 90s, 80s, 70s, they're all just sitting around sweating bullets every single day, right? Because they know, man, they can easily identify me. I was so careless. Or it wasn't careless, they just didn't know. Nobody knew DNA was going to exist later.
I'm going to talk about specific details of this case.
Oh, they're a YouTuber, Jen.
Maybe if Minibus
Dipshit.
I can say anything. Maybe if 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 I can
Yeah. I wouldn't even call him a
Like
YouTuber.
both chiefs before me said,
He's just a...
this case was brought to us in
I guess
September of 1982 when Kelly came up missing, walking home from school. So at that time, patrol officers did extensive searching, set up grid searches, searched the area exhaustively for 2 days. On the second day, a raincoat was found on A.W. Wilson Road that was eventually tied to Kelly, and then that concentrated the search in that area. So on the 22nd, that's when officers and detectives located her body in the cornfield just off of A.W. Wilson Road. So at that time, the crime scene search unit did an incredible job, the detectives making sure all the evidence was collected and preserved. So over the years, we've continuously looked at that through our CPD crime lab or BCI's crime lab, and DNA evidence was established, I believe in 2014 or 15, that was eventually entered into a CODIS database with no matches. So in March of this year, we partnered with the Amanda Reno and was able to go back and look at that DNA evidence and develop enough through testing that could be used for genealogical research. Very quickly, they were able to come back with a family name, and with that family name, we were able to research through the case file. There was nothing specific to that name, but there was a similar name that was provided in a Crime Stopper, an anonymous Crime Stoppers tip in 2014. That tip was followed up on by Detective Custer, but due to the tip being anonymous and the limited information in it, it was not able to be verified. So the name that was in that tip being so similar to the family name that was developed in the genealogical DNA, we started researching those names further and was able to determine that Harold Warren Jarrell was most likely the suspect. And we learned that in 1977, he was charged with abducting an 8-year-old girl from Tamarack Circle on the north side of Columbus. So he was convicted, went to prison on that crime, was released in January of 1982, just months before Kelly's disappearance.
How crappy is that, man?
So with all of that information, we started researching his family, located.
So they actually were given by a tip with the name that was very similar, like that person was actually accurate. And this guy, he'd actually he served 5 years in prison for abducting an 8-year-old. And that's exactly the same age and everything. I mean, but see, that's the thing, is just because why was he out in 5 years? Yeah, it's just mind-boggling.
Had several living relatives who were very cooperative in the investigation. We were able to obtain DNA from them that confirmed the link to Harold Warren Jarrell as our suspect. So the best part of all of it, once we learned that information, was being able to go and speak with Kelly's mother and her sister and let them at least know what had happened.
You know, I think I've got the spot here. If you can see that. There's a telephone pole right on the corner here. And I think that's right here. That's the sign and this telephone pole. So I'm going to say that she was found out in this cornfield over here somewhere. Because that looks like that police car was in the area. So somewhere out here. Okay. And there's the guy right there. Here, I'll play. Let me play this thing, and then we'll go back to the press conference. It's short.
Finally.
Ohio, 8-year-old Kelly Ann Prosser was kidnapped, raped, and killed, and for nearly 40 years, no arrest in the case.
Thanks to a DNA match, now the police say the case is solved. Our Sean Lanier joins us live with a look at how this all came together finally.
That's right, Brad. It's really incredible when you think about all of the evidence that detectives had to collect nearly 40 years ago. They had to collect evidence from right here at the school where Kelly Ann Prosser was last seen. They also had to go down to Madison County and collect evidence there as well. And we spoke with a lady who said she submitted a crucial piece of evidence that led to detectives finding that 8-year-old's body.
I was 21 years old when it happened, and there hasn't been a day go by I haven't thought about this precious little girl.
8-year-old Kelly Ann Prosser was kidnapped as she was walking home from Indianola Elementary, but her body was found more than 20 miles away in this cornfield in Madison County, thanks to Lisa Richmond.
It was in my head, my heart, and my gut. I just knew.
What she knew was that the raincoat her dad found was Kelly's.
It was an article in the paper that gave her a description of clothing, and then the very last sentence said might have a light and dark blue reversible raincoat.
For the next 38 years, detectives looked at more than 23 persons of interest, but no arrest. In March of this year, DNA from the evidence collected 4 decades ago matched in CPD's database. And through a Crime Stopper tip, they had a similar name that led them to the family of Harold Warren Jarrell.
We were able to obtain DNA from them that confirmed the link to Harold Warren Jarrell as our suspect.
Jarrell died in Las Vegas in the 90s, but detectives learned that he had been convicted in 1977 of a sex crime involving an 8-year-old child in Columbus and served about 5 years in prison. He was released in 1982, the same year he killed Kelly.
It's closure.
Like he's in that prison the whole time going, ooh, okay. See, here's what I think happened. He got arrested in 77, and he let the girl go, right? I mean, here's the thing.
It's closure.
In prison. He was released involving an 8-year-old child in Columbus and served about 5 years in prison.
Let me
He
just
was
get that again.
convicted in 1977 of a sex crime involving
Right. So you had a sex crime with an 8-year-old, and he let her go, and he got 5 years in prison. So the whole time he's in prison, he's thinking, ooh, how can I do this and get away with it? So then he gets out of prison, and the first thing he does is go abduct another 8-year-old girl and kills her, and then puts her in cornfield. And basically he did get away with it for his entire life, except he died in 1990. However, his name will now go down in shame forever. So hopefully you're able to see what you get. Idiot. I mean, just freaking barbarian. And guys like this, he didn't just do it once. You can see how much it meant to him. I mean, he did it before, got busted, then he killed. How many people did he kill after 1982 or, when he got out of prison? Because he never got caught until he died in Vegas in the 90s. Maybe they need to check out in Las Vegas any missing young people there, young kids. And he's just a freaking barbarian.
an 8-year-old child in Columbus and served about 5 years in prison. He was released in 1982, the same year he killed Kelly.
It's closure. It's closure. That
it's not his fault, though.
Deceased, there's still justice.
He's a victim too,
and the
everybody.
Family who was not here for that announcement did send a statement which reads in part, although many of you would like to talk to us, please understand that old wounds have reopened and our family now faces new heartaches. Therefore, as Kelly's family begins this new cycle of healing, we do ask for our privacy and trust will be respected, and our wishes will be respected. We have their full statement on our website, NBC4i.com. It is a pretty lengthy statement, but you can read it in its entirety on our website, NBC4i.com. Looking for you in Columbus, Sean Lanier, NBC4.
Yeah, Jesus.
It was unfortunate we weren't able to bring him to justice, but giving them that answer as to what happened to their little girl was satisfying. They wanted to be here today, but they thought it was too soon and would be really hard for them to do. Kelly's mom has stayed a very close part of this investigation the entire time, and every detective who's worked this case has received cards, letters, notes from her that always contained pictures of Kelly and little notes, so they were all difficult to read.
Hey, Kyra, who are you speaking to up there? It seemed like you just sort of started in the middle of a conversation but had no prior conversation.
Linda gave us a statement to read for the family. I'm probably not going to be able to get through this. I'll do the best I can. She wanted this read on behalf of the family.
Oh, he's in here? Yeah, he's an idiot. Yeah.
So
I'll be contacting YouTube right after this show. I have
this is from the Garner family.
A link that I can use. Yeah, he gets kind of emotional reading this letter here.
For almost 38 years, our family has spoken for the one who was silenced and whose young life was cut short, Kelly Ann Prosser. When Kelly Ann left for school the morning of September 20th,
yeah, see, another school one. That's weird.
We did not expect our time with her would abruptly end.
And you know what? You can rule out her killer of being the one that killed the previous girl that we were talking about, because he was in prison during that time. But another girl on the way to school, or the way back from school.
Or that our future would change in every way imaginable. One moment we had this dazzling, mischievous 8-year-old little girl. Then suddenly all we had left were memories, photographs that will never age, a calendar marking a dreadful new holiday, a grave, and pieces of Kelly's life stored in a box. Our family has spent many long years waiting for Kelly Ann's murder to be solved, but Kelly's family is not unique. Those who have suffered the murder of their loved one knows how devastating waiting for answers can be. Nor are we the only family who has laid awake at night hoping and praying that their missing child would return home safely. Today is one of those bittersweet moments that has been a long time coming. Our family is blessed to have finally gotten an answer after nearly 4 decades on who abducted, sexually assaulted, and murdered our darling Kelly Ann. While new technology, advanced investigative techniques, and other factors have been an undeniable part of solving this homicide case, the real credit goes to all the local, state, federal, and partnering law enforcement agencies who showed tenacity, dedication, and tremendous teamwork in solving Kelly Ann's case. There are no words to express how deeply our gratitude extends to all of you. We would like to especially recognize the many Columbus Division of Police homicide detectives who have worked countless hours on this case, trying to find Kelly's perpetrator to hold that individual accountable for her murder. Most recently, this has been Detective Dana Kroom, his sergeant, and retired detectives Ron Custer and James Mikowski. Officer Greg Coleridge also contributed by developing a podcast about Kelly Ann's case. Gentlemen, thank you for never giving up. Thank you for never forgetting about this innocent child. And thank you for never forgetting that you were working for Kelly Ann. Your perseverance and determination, your caring and professional manner, your patience, diligence, and sacrifices have not gone unnoticed. Columbus is a better place because of your service with the Columbus Division of Police Cold Case Homicide Unit. Please know this, today you have given us the most incredible gift, and this gives us hope that other homicide cold cases will be solved. Kelly Ann's family is also appreciative of the continued interest by the media with regards to Kelly Ann's abduction, sexual assault, and murder case. Although many of you would like to talk with us, please understand that old wounds have been reopened and our family now faces new heartaches. Therefore, as Kelly's family begins this new cycle of healing, we do ask for privacy, and we trust that you will respect our wishes. Kellyanne was our beauty and our love. She sparkled with laughter, and her blooming spirit shined amidst the thorns. Her light has been and always will be deeply missed. Today and forever, family and friends will remember our precious little girl. May Kellyanne, in the arms of her beloved grandmothers, Rose and Eleanor, now rest in peace. Linda has really pushed hard to make sure Kelly's disappearance and murder did not go unsolved. As I said before, the letters that were sent helped motivate all of the detectives. The original detective on the case was Julie Joseph and Robert Britt, and it was followed up by Bill Finneran and Ron Custer, and then Dana Kroom. He's did an outstanding job making sure all of that information that was previously collected was organized, sought through, and was able to provide the information to Advanced DNA and Amanda Reno so that we could get to where we are today.
Don't leave you up because you can probably answer most of the questions, but we'll take some questions, and then afterwards, if you'd like to interview any of the people up here, you're welcome to. Any questions?
Can you talk quickly about the podcast, and did any information come from that in helping solve the case? Did it jog anybody's memory?
So the podcast, we were able to get tips. Some additional tips came in through Crime Stoppers. A lot of the tips were focused back on previous received tips. There were over 23 persons of interest that were investigated and cleared throughout this investigation over the years. Some of those people looked really, really good for this crime, but there was never enough evidence to link them. And a lot of the Crime Stoppers tips that we had received early on were focused on those people, and with all the media attention, I think a lot of the tips that came in were just people remembered a lot of that old stuff.
The gentleman, Mr. Jarrell, died in Las Vegas.
Correct.
Gentleman?
Is he believed to be a suspect?
How come people always use that term?
To your knowledge?
So, not specific. Correct.
Is he believed to be a suspect in any crimes in that jurisdiction, to your knowledge?
So, not specifically to our knowledge. I know they have a case similar to this, but right now we don't have any information that links him to that.
And is he the suspect in any cases here that do not have DNA evidence to tie? Is he being looked at in any cases?
Not at this moment.
Can you describe his connection to Columbus? Family here? Did he live here?
Yeah, he started out in West Virginia and was involved with a water company in West Virginia, and then moved here with family. And he kind of traveled about, but most of the 70s and early 80s he was here in Columbus, Ohio. He worked for a local radio station in Columbus, and kind of several odd jobs throughout too. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You mentioned the podcast, and then also with Advanced DNA, how much that helped.
I'm sorry,
You mentioned that, she mentioned the podcast, how that may have helped open up this case, but you talked to about Advanced DNA and how much they helped with this. What can you say about what they have brought to the investigation?
So They were instrumental in solving the case. I mean, if we would not have had the genealogical DNA capabilities, this would still be unsolved today. So, you know, we're grateful for what they bring to this partnership. Looking forward to working with them in the future. There was one case previous to this that we submitted as well. That case is still being investigated. And we're in the middle of a project now to identify as many other cases as we can find that would benefit from this same technology.
This is where I had to
And
black
like the
it
chief
out.
said earlier, we will come, you know, if we are able to get the tools to, we are going to come find you.
Have you seen major, sorry, Paul, have you seen major strides on any
DNA?
kind of technology?
Yeah, all of the DNA technology has progressed so quickly especially since 2014. It seems like it changes every day and something new comes in. The genealogical DNA.
Where did you get the military
amazing.
photo, Gritty Grat?
Especially at how quickly. From the time we basically entered into the partnership with Amanda, I mean, it seems like it was only just a few weeks before we were on the path to Warren Jarrell, and I mean, sometimes it takes months just to, you know, it used to take months just to get a DNA test back. So it really is an amazing feat.
How far back did you have to go to be able to find that familial match? I know we've seen other high-profile cases where they're having to go to third and fourth cousins to try and trace it back.
So we're going to let Amanda speak to all of that. I think she could do it in a way that you'll understand it much better than if I tried to. And I think somebody in the back was getting ready to ask a question, but I missed. Nope. Anybody else? Good.
Thank you, folks. We will. I'd also like to. I'd also like to recognize that nearly our entire DNA section from the Forensic Crime Lab in Columbus is here today. That's how important this case is, as well as Lisa Richmond, who her and her father found the raincoat and originally led to the Columbus police recovering Kellyanne's body in 1982. These are all people that were integral with this case. Amanda, would you like to talk about the research and how far back we went? Yep.
To answer your question, the DNA cousin relationship that we used for this is approximately a third cousin relationship. There were several third cousin relationships that we were reviewing.
And was that through a database you had through CODIS, 23andMe? I mean, how were you able to develop that?
We used GEDmatch and Family Tree DNA, which are the only two databases that allow law enforcement use.
I didn't know 23andMe did that. That's a big one too, so that's pretty sweet.
Any other questions on how long that takes, that process is? I know we just touched on it, but how long from the initial DNA sample to going through, how long did that take?
The DNA sample, when it's sent to the lab for this type of processing, can take anywhere from a couple days to a couple of months to turn around a file to be used. At which time, when we are provided with the DNA file, it is all dependent on the DNA matches that are available. And if the matches are close, sometimes the case can go much quicker. Usually when we have third cousin matches, or fourth cousin matches, it does take much longer to work through this process. And it can take anywhere from a couple of days to many, many months, and some of them are pending and waiting for better matches. Any other questions?
Thank you all. As I said, afterwards, anyone up here is available for interviews.
Yeah, but no, it sounds like 23andMe itself is different. I don't know. That's not the same thing, Kelly. Everybody knows that you have to you can upload if you want to GEDmatch, but she's saying that 23andMe and GEDmatch are the only two that allow law enforcement use, which that means that they have their own separate deal. Okay, because everybody can upload, even from, like I used Ancestry.com and I uploaded mine to GEDmatch. So, you know, but Ancestry.com doesn't help at all. They don't do anything. Well, they just said 23andMe. Did you hear that? Maybe that was a mistake. Yeah, because I've heard of the family tree one, but she did say 23andMe, so I don't know. Did you hear her say that or not? Because I did. I thought she said 23andMe. Oh, okay, now I gotta go back. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe I just heard it that way. Hold on a second.
To answer your question,
she corrected it? Oh.
DNA cousin relationship that we used for this is approximately a third cousin relationship. There were several third cousin relationships that we were reviewing.
Seems like CC Moore often has that
And was
level.
that through a database you had through CODIS, 23andMe? I mean, how were you able to develop that?
We used GEDmatch and Family Tree DNA, which are the only two.
Oh, that's weird. I thought she said that because I was looking away in my brain. Put that in there. Okay. So the reporter said that.
Databases that allow law enforcement use.
It's still cool that there's not just the one, because GEDmatch, you know, they pissed me off the way they did that.
Any other questions on how long that takes, that process is? I know we just touched on that, but how long from the initial
I know, it's weird. It just sort of,
DNA sample to going through?
I don't know, what is a third cousin? Well,
The DNA sample, when it's sent to the lab for this type of processing, can take anywhere from a couple days to
Probably
a
the
couple
kids of another-
months to turn around
of a first cousin?
file to be used. At which time, when we are provided with the DNA file, it is all dependent on the DNA matches that are available. And if the matches are close, sometimes the case can go much quicker. Usually when we have third cousin matches, or fourth cousin matches, it does take much longer to work through this process. And it can take anywhere from a couple of days to many, many months, and some of them are pending and waiting for better matches. Any other questions?
Thank you all. As I said, afterwards, anyone up here is available for interviews. We appreciate you coming and covering Kelly's case. Thank you very much. That concludes the press conference.
huh. So how old is this guy? It's right here. Gritty Gret sent that military, right there. It says Harold Warren. Here, just a second. Let me just make sure. Yeah, Harold Warren Jarrell. And the guy, that does kind of look like him. But man, he was born in 1929. I mean, shit. That means, so let's just say 1930. He's 52 when he, let's see. So let's just say 1930 to 82. He's 52 in that picture when he assaulted and killed her. And he was even, in his 42 when he took that picture that I've shown you guys. Man, that's crazy. That's so small, but it's down here at the bottom down here. I don't know, what's weird is this picture here. What's this other set of pictures? That doesn't look like the same person in any of them. Is that supposed to be this guy? I mean, or is there actually words on the left side too or something? Because none of the pictures on the left look like the guy on the right. You think he was 17 in World War... So he was in World War II then. Yeah, I know it's the last photo on the right. I pointed right to it. I'm just saying the guys on the left don't look any, you know... Where's the wording about them? Not that it matters, but... Was it off to the left? Because, you know, I thought... At first I thought they were putting, like, 2 shots of the same person, but they're not. Okay, alright. And where do you get that stuff? Is that on Ancestry, like, .com or what? So you can just type somebody's name in and it pops up with all the... Huh. When does it... Where does it say he died and when did it say... Well, you're not still on there, so forget it. Alright. Oh, there he is. There's the barbarian. Oh, wait. Sorry, he's not a barbarian. He's a victim. Okay. He's a victim too, everybody. So he died in West Virginia, huh? That's where... Well, Cairo would know about that one. And let me try his newspaper.com again. Because it said he died in Las Vegas, though. Why'd they say that? In the press conference. Okay, well, you didn't put that there. You said there's no death date. I mean, place in there. It just... Okay, so Las Vegas, 1996. Well, he doesn't even show up in the newspaper, so... So he was, basically, he was about... he wasn't that old, really. Like 70-something. Huh? Haven't you shown me what you're working on? Isn't it just that case with the... Well, thanks for the information. But I actually don't have anything else to discuss tonight. You know, it's a little early tonight, but I wanted to kind of just do the show and relax a little bit. Do some work that I gotta do. Watch TV. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, thank you all for showing up tonight. And just want to say thanks to Maureen on PayPal, Charlene on PayPal, and Amita on PayPal. Thank you very much. Amita is like insanely generous, so thank you very much. And then what else? Okay, I'm just looking at my email here. Oh yeah, and then also Stephanie. So thank you very much. Very kind of you. Doom, 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 doom. So we're well on our way to the end of the month. See if we can get our record-setting donation. Thanks for photo for Patreon folks, Gray. Oh yeah, yeah. I know that. Listen, everybody that's on Patreon, I really appreciate your support. You guys basically support me on there. It's better. It's a good deal in terms of they don't take that much. Thanks, Claudia Neubauer and Dadio Caspian Horses Rock. Yeah, I mean, you guys always support me, and you know, I just don't have a lot of time on either, you know, anywhere to do a lot of the perks and things like that because I'm just so busy. Like I'm literally, I mean, I have work that I do, plus I spend many hours getting all the stuff ready to go so I can do a show instead of just staring at the screen responding to comments. Okay? So it takes up a lot of my time, and so I appreciate you guys just wanting to support me. I try to do what I can. Yeah, thanks, Jamie. I just feel sometimes like, oh man, I'm sure there's other people that have Patreon that do all the little perks here and there and do this and that and the other thing. And oh, look at that. That's Linda Howell, and she even suggested being a cattle mutilations with an alien there from the Art Bell show. Do you notice that? Okay, also, thank you on here to Alifair M, Billy Boy Blue, Oogla Boogla, he said. He casted a spell. He said he needed the money. Miss Skiss, Carly Levine, Alifair M, the end of that last chapter. Star White, Miley Harmon, Nan Sullivan, Miss Skiss with a cat eye, Lisa Holland and Cozy Paws with a cat eye, then Debbie F, member, Maybe Sunshine, Kit Kat, Dana Dane.
Thanks, Grey Cow Alien. Love the Freak family.
Sarah Saturn, Julie W, Tiffany Guzman, Zozo, Michelle M, Claudia Neubauer, Dadio Caspian Horses Rock, Linda Howell, and Swers B. That sounds like a rapper. There was like a rap called like Swizz B or something like that. Can't remember totally, but yes, thank you guys very much. All right, so where are we doing the flyby? Let's just try something different. Somebody pick some place that's, you know, it's got rocks on it. Yeah, it's gonna take me a long time to get to 100,000. I would say at least, I don't know, just the speed that I go, years. You know, 2 or 3 years from now, maybe. Probably more than that, actually. Yeah, people typed in Hawaii, but Firehole Canyon. There we go. See, Hawaii just doesn't look like anything. It's all like they don't do the 3D modeling. There's Firehole Canyon right there on my screen. You can't see it, of course. There we go. We've done the Grand Canyon a bunch of times. Lanzarat. Maybe I'll try that. Nick Hamilton. I got blocked. So how many billions of years old are those rocks? Well, there's some writing there. I don't know what it says, but... All right. Yes. Thank you guys all for showing up tonight. Hope you found it interesting going over the different updates and the cold case that was solved. It's always nice to hear those stories. There's been so many of them. Pretty soon there's going to be no more cold cases because they're all solved. And I'd be happy with that. Although they're fun to, you know, when I say fun, they're interesting to look into.
Oh my god, did you hear Gray? He said fun. Oh, he's sick. Oh, goody.
Right. Okay. Yes, thank you all for showing up tonight. And, you know, make sure that you're still... You know, there's been sort of an uptick again on the coronavirus, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be a seasonality one, which sucks. It's not one of those ones that goes away in the summertime. So this is like this thing that's just here, unfortunately, until we literally, you know, get a virus. But the thing is here's what my Nona idea is, the one that would have worked. Okay, nobody owes nobody anything, and whenever there's a pandemic, everybody stays in their home for 45 days. They are allowed to only go out to go grocery shopping with a mask on. Nobody owes any mortgage payments. Nobody owes any electricity. Nobody owes anything. It's just all kept on. Nobody owes car payments. Nobody owes back car payments when it's all done. So you have 30 to 45 days. Everybody stays at home wearing masks, and the virus would be virtually gone because it wouldn't be spreading around at all. People would stay at home. Okay? Unfortunately, everybody just sort of has this. Remember Florida at the beginning had people partying and dancing around, and then we had the riots. Of course, it's okay to riot without social distancing or anything like that, but anything else is it's a taboo. I think it's all shitty. All right, I think the riots and all the protests with all the people standing around is idiotic. I think Trump having that convention was just not a convention. His what do you call those things? Rally. That was ludicrous. Okay. I mean, it really is ludicrous. There's no way else to look at it. Okay, because there's a virus out there that there's no cure yet, nothing. And until that happens, everybody has to keep wearing masks, washing your hands, and maintaining social distancing. Now, unless you don't care that elderly people die, okay? If you just don't care, then go ahead. Go run around, do whatever the hell you're going to do, all right? But you should care, even if it's not just for you. Protect other people by wearing masks and washing your hands. Do not eat anything until you've washed your hands, okay? That's really the key. Washing your hands, wearing a mask, and maintaining social distancing, and you'll probably be okay, all right? Huh. I get a lot of allergies right now. This time of night, it seems like it sort of kicks in through the... Right? So everybody should be wearing masks. You know, like if you're going golfing or something and you're way out there, you probably don't need to wear one, but it's like when you go downtown Portland, you know, a city, or go to a bar or a store or anything like that, you got to have a mask on, right? It's ridiculous. I think it's insane, some of the stuff people are saying out there. Now here's the thing, everybody. You know, remember Fauci? Everybody goes, why doesn't Trump and everybody listen to Fauci? Well, if you guys remember Fauci in March was saying nobody has to wear masks. Oh, come on. Now he acts like it's the Holy Grail, that it would solve. Well, how come he didn't know that? How come Fauci didn't know about the masks being that effective that early on? How come he didn't know that? It's ridiculous. Lysol your shoes too. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't really go out too much other than getting, because I'm so busy. I mean, you guys see. All right. So everybody, I'm telling you, I try to look at everything rational, and there's a lot of crap that's going on right now that's just so dumb. It's so dumb. Yeah. It's my right not to wear a mask. How dare you tell me I can't breathe? Oh, you mean you can't breathe with a scarf on, right? Now, how about this? How dare you breathe not knowing if you're going to transmit it to an older person that could kill them? Okay? How about that? And look at both sides of the political aisle have a lot of idiots, okay? And it's just the truth of it. Of course, you don't see that on the news because mainly the news is made up of one side, okay? But there's a lot of really dumb people out there that just act like, hey, there's nothing, you know. I mean, that stuff that was going on, the protests where there was like 20,000 people all packed in, walking around, I guarantee it, that thing, it spread like wildfire in that. And here's the sad part about it, is the group of people that are affected the most, African Americans, they were out there being encouraged by the media to go ahead and protest and do all this stuff. It's almost, they should be looking at that and saying, wow, did they really even care about us? That's what I would say. Anyways, everybody, I really appreciate you coming on there. That's my 2 cents on the coronavirus as it is right now. It sucks that it's not seasonal. It's just going to keep going. Even when it's sunny outside, it just seems so weird. The flu seems to just go away during. So, all right, everybody. Thank you very much for showing up tonight. Not even sure what screen I'm on here. I appreciate you guys, and thank you very much for all the donations and everything. I'd really like to, you know, get a bigger. I think we're gonna get there. A bigger chunk to charity at the end of the month. Definitely going to be doing Texas Equisearch, and we'll be giving some more money to the Allison Watterson, and then maybe some DNA Doe Project. They're always needing a little bit. All right, everybody. So thank you very much. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Elder deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you.
Hey, let's try to do it tonight where we just say goodnight and then the other person says goodnight and we get off, okay? Can we do that?
Well, but you already ruined it because now we can't do it because you said what you just said.
Okay, let's try it. Good night, Mary Lou.
Wait, I'm supposed to go first. Don't you remember? I say, good night, John boy.
Good night, Mary Lou. Jeez.
You're so mean.
Yeah, and those two, they can never quite figure it out. You ever notice that? It seems like every single night they struggle just to say goodnight, John Boyd, and goodnight, Mary Lou, and it never seems to get resolved, okay? All right, everybody. Be safe out there.